President Shavkat Mirziyoyev reviewed the presentation on the achievements and further objectives in the electrical industry. Details about this are in the following report.
The share of the sector in the total volume of industry is 3.5%, in exports of goods 10%. Last year, 31 trillion sums worth of products were produced and $1.3 billion were exported. Investments of $560 million were utilized, 85 new enterprises were launched. Today, over 27,000 people work in the industry. At the video conference call on September 5th last year, additional opportunities were identified to increase efficiently in the sector. Accordingly, a number of tasks have been outlined for the current year. During the presentation, chairman of the Sanoat Association said that 290 new projects worth $4 billion will be launched in the regions this year. $600 million of investments will be utilized and copper processing rate will reach 75%. First of all, it is necessary to effectively use localization programs. Thus, this year investment projects worth $75 billion will be implemented in the country, $28 billion of which can be covered by the local products. Additional land plots have been allocated to expand the electrical cluster. 200 hectares in the Ahangaran, 10 hectares in Fergana, and 4 hectares in Urgench. The relevant infrastructure has been built for the amount of 181 billion sums. Now, entrepreneurs will be allowed to construct ready-made buildings on the territories of technoparks and sell them to enterprises of electrical and related industries. Entrepreneurs who have introduced high-tech production are proposed to be exempt from the profit tax and property tax for the 3 years. This will open up opportunities for launching new projects, including in Ahangaran copper cluster for $68 million, as well as in Kashkadaria, Fergana, and Urgench for $30 million. A guaranteed market of 15 trillion sums is also being created in the context of ministries and industries to sell the products. A procedure for purchasing renewable energy devices for social facilities from local manufacturers is being developed. The head of state emphasized that this industry is of particular importance for a green economy and sustainable development. In this regard, he instructed to maximize the use of all local opportunities, as well as provide entrepreneurs with additional conditions in terms of infrastructure, financing, and raw materials. The responsible persons noted that due to these measures, it is possible to increase annual exports to $3 billion and produce volume of 50 trillion sums. The issues of development of innovations and in-demand products, training of qualified engineers, technologists, and mid-level specialists were also touched upon. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev also viewed the presentation on measures for further development of transport and logistics system. Over the past 7 years, thanks to the support of domestic carriers, the number of their fleet has increased 7 times. The number of cargo vehicles has reached 26,000. Their share in the international transportation has grown from 35 to 60%. However, the current geopolitical situation in the world creates challenges in this area. The time of cargo delivery in the western direction has doubled, and costs have increased by 1.5 times. Some checkpoints at the borders of European countries also closed, while others have long queues. In this regard, the need for consistent development of the transport and logistics system and diversification of foreign trade routes was emphasized. In particular, it is necessary to take measures to simplify and facilitate transit cargo transportation through countries located along alternative routes to international and regional markets, reducing castle fees at the border. In Uzbekistan, the volume of foreign forwarding services that link shippers and carriers are provided by the foreign companies. In order to support domestic expeditors, value-added tax will no longer be levied on their services in international transportation. As a result, it will be possible to increase the share of local companies in the sector to 45–50%. Through these measures, the task has been set to double the volume of international cargo transportation and increase export of transportation services to $3 billion. It is equally important to increase the volume of transit transportation through the territory of Uzbekistan. In recent years, Uzbekistan has been rising in the World Bank's index in the field of logistics. Along with the growth of transit potential, this continues to the increase in investment inflow and development of trade and economic ties in general. The responsible agencies have been instructed to increase cargo flows from abroad through introducing an electric queue system, reducing the time of border crossing to 20 minutes, as well as implementing online monitoring of vehicles. Non-line services have also been discussed. 2 years ago, individuals were temporarily allowed to work in the cab industry under the self-employed status, as well as the number of cab drivers increased 6 times, reaching 457,000. It has been determined that from now on, this procedure will operate on a permanent basis. Moreover, a market of convenient information services for research of cab passengers has been formed in the country. Currently, 151 aggregated companies are operating, and their number continues to grow. In this regard, a task has been set to regulate the activities of aggregators and clearly define their obligations to the state, drivers, and passengers.